Hi, Assalamu alaikum. Raheem here. Welcome. Let's slay some demons. Adjustment here. Adjustment. Brothers and sisters and brothers, we want to talk about unity. The ultimate weapon. Elijah Muhammad taught you that unity is the key. So we're going to talk about the science of unity in general. Something they don't want you to know about. They're not going to teach you the science of unity. Elijah Muhammad told you this way. He said they would not teach you the science of warfare. Because that's what unity is, warfare. Won't teach you that science. And so therefore you're suffering. Because as Farad said, he could put you in heaven overnight. But you think that, oh, well, if I get registered and I say my prayers and do my fasting and do my Ramadan and go to Savior's Day and go to temple meetings, that's not what he was talking about. You have to understand these lessons, what he was saying. You have to put these things together. Unity is the key. If you can be put in heaven overnight, individually, then what's the point of going to hereafter? You might as well just stay here. You'd be in heaven here. You have to understand that. See, most things we don't understand these things. So we run off half-cocked thinking we know. I've talked to several people, and I know a lot of people close to me think the same thing. Oh, well, I've been doing everything right for years, and I haven't got heaven overnight, because you understand what he's talking about. You just don't understand it. So we're going to talk about it today. Hopefully you will understand. So let's move on to the presentation. The science of unity. As I've been telling you that, one second here, brother and sister, let me check something quick. See if I can get this clear up. Make this a little clear up. Check that. Don't want to check that. Clear this up a little bit. There you go. That should do it. Okay. I've been telling you about unity. I've been talking about it. How pressure works. You need to understand how pressure works. It says, Abraham prayed that a messenger be risen up amongst us that would teach us the book and the wisdom. The book is the Injil, and the wisdom is the knowledge of pressure, because that's our reality. That's the nature of the universe. That's the wisdom. That would be, wouldn't it? So that was Prophet Muhammad didn't teach you that. It wasn't talking about him. And he didn't teach you the Quran either. He revealed the Quran to you. He did not teach you the Quran. If he did, then why are they still trying to figure it out? To the extent that they are. So we're going to talk about the science of unity. I talked about it previously, but I'm going to it from a different angle. The atom bomb. This atom bomb. What's the atom bomb? It's scripture. Our reality is pressure. That's our reality. And so one person, just one person, is sent with a scripture, which is the atom bomb, or an atomic bomb. And it blows away everything before it. It blows away nations, kingdoms, right? Realities. Every time. Just send one person with one bomb. That's all it takes. That's how powerful it is. Atomic bomb, their KV's little metallic atomic bombs cannot do that. They don't send an army, they don't send a division, they don't send a battalion, right? They send one person with an atom bomb, a scripture, a book, because they understand that everything is pressure and thought is pressure. All they have to do is come with a superior thought and it blow away all the inferior thoughts. Blow them away. Because lower pressure cannot resist higher pressure. Weaker thoughts cannot resist greater thoughts. That's why I say truth knocks the brains out of falsehood, because falsehood is weak, but truth is powerful. So we're going to talk about that. That's what you need to understand. See, most of you don't understand that because you're under illusion and delusions. All these ideas they give you because you're dealing with masses' mind. You're dealing with your enemy's mind. You have your enemy's mind installed on your hardware. See? And the scriptures tell you they all are planning for your demise. All of them. Every nation on this planet is planning for your demise. They know who you are. They know the agreement that was made. They're never going to tell you. It says they're doing it in secret. They're planning, right, in secret against you. The scriptures tell you that. See, to get rid of you. They do not want you to send back to the throne. They don't want you to take back your awesome power. They don't want that. Because some of them, right, has a price to pay for how they treated us. They don't. It's less than there's no nation on this planet want you to return to your normal power. No, all of them against you. Every one of them, including Ishmael, Sunnis. They didn't care about you. They sold you. You were followers of Prophet Muhammad before they brought you over here. You was Muslim. Prophet Muhammad raised you along with them. They tried to keep it quiet like it's only Arabs. But how did the Northwest Africans become Muslim? But they betrayed you. This story of Joseph is talking about you. They betrayed you into Egypt, into the hands of the Egyptians. That means Caucasians. They betrayed you because they knew you would come into power. Read stuff about Joseph. When they realized that Joseph was going to be an inheritor, he was going to one that's going to ascend to the throne. Oh, they had to bow before him. They said, the hell with that. We're going to get rid of him. They wanted to kill him. They decided to put him into slavery and just forget about him. Throw him down the well. Let the Egyptians get him. But now we've been over here 400 years, and Elijah Muhammad, Master Muhammad comes and start teaching us. Elijah Muhammad reminds us of 40 years, and all of a sudden they're over here now want to talk to us. They want to tell us about Sunnism and tell us their stuff. So why so interested now? We need to change our Islam. Well, you the same thing with having Islam, because they want to keep you divided. The last thing they want you to do is wake up. So they give you a Sunnism because Sunnism is putting you back to sleep. See, and you think that it's helping you. That's that Farrakhan. We're going to see about Farrakhan in a minute. We're going to go into some of the science. You understand what he's doing. He's working with them. When you understand how pressure works, you understand it better. Okay, let's move on. So, we're looking at the sign of the times. Let me check something here right quick. I don't think this is, let's see. Okay, that's better. That's better. Okay, that's a little better. We see America's under intense pressure. That's what it said. After 6,000 years, they will collapse because they had an expiration date. They could not last more than 6,000 years because they had inferior structure. They was created in a process of grafting, which made them weaker and weaker and weaker, which gave them power because having a weaker structure, they didn't require as much energy that we required. So therefore, they had energy for civilization, other things, where we did not have, we were suffering from energy deprivation. We didn't have enough energy to maintain ourselves. So we couldn't definitely maintain a civilization. So that's why Adam was born into existence, because they said a bad civilization is better than no civilization. Rather than just run around wild, crazy, right? Then a bad civilization is better than no civilization. Like bad water is better than no water. That's the idea behind Adam, even though he was made to make Mishra shed blood, right? But we'd have to tolerate him. But there was an inner science going on because the scientists planned. They said, okay, we're going to use this fact to our benefit. That's why I said, I know what you know not. I'm going to use the fact of energy deprivation to make from Adam to our benefit. See, that's what Dr. Shabazz saw 50,000 years ago. Because he said, well, we got to go through this period, but we're going to come out stronger than we ever was before. So he made a strong. He said, we're gonna come out. We're gonna suffer, but we're gonna use it to our benefit. It's like, say you, for instance, somebody tell you got to go to prison for 10 years. So you said in prison, oh, woe me for 10 years. Ooh. So you come out 10 years, man. Now you're 10 years older, right? And angry and upset. But what if you took that 10 years and went and studied and got you a master's degree or a PhD? Who won that? Who won that situation? You turn that situation to your advantage. That's what Dr. Shabazz said, plan. See, they plan and we have a plan. Dr. Shabazz, we're going to take this situation to our advantage. See, it's a bad situation, we're going to turn it to our advantage. So they made Adam, but Adam, making him shed blood, we'd be under extreme pressure. But pressure forms diamonds. And that's what Dr. Shabazz had in mind. See, so they're under extreme pressure right now. See, but that pressure is forging us into a diamond, but it's crushing them to dust because their weak structure, right, is nothing can save them. Their weak structure cannot withstand the pressure, the increasing pressure that the universe is contracting, is putting upon us. So that pressure is crushing them, but it's turning us to a diamond. See, and that's what's happening. You see, everything is going wrong in this country. There's everything is trouble in every aspect. There's no good news anywhere. Everybody's against each other. Politics, social, financial, athletic, you name it. The education is all. Military, all. America's under extreme stress, and that tells you that they're about to be crushed. They've never been under this much stress before. I tell you about, I mean, what you think? If you see water, you put water on the stove, you see a bubble, you know it's about to boil. What you think, it's going to cool off? This is telling you, and the stress is increasing. So if you're wise enough, you can almost tell how long it's going to take before they crack, before it crumbles, because it gets worse every day. That's the nature. We need to start thinking in terms of pressure. That's the wisdom. When you start thinking like that, you think faster because you see things clear, and you don't get lost in weeds. Oh well, I wonder if this president be better. I think the Democratic Party rather than Republican Party. I wonder if they give us reparations. You know, all this stuff, and because you're looking all in the weeds, all that stuff matters. Because if it's crushed, that means all of it goes away. But why you gonna? That's why I say our people lost for lack of knowledge. Because you're out in the weeds, you're grabbing onto all kinds of little things, right? It says Allah will lift you up, but you cling to the earth. Because you cling to nonsense. Because you don't understand the bigger picture. You see? You have to understand the bigger picture. So let's move on. Now, you might not pay attention. This might not mean anything, right? But Dr. Yaqub is a coincidence. If once you understand history, that Dr. Yaqub, right, and Dr. Shabazz, there are right here. How do you actually get together like this and slugging it out right here in America? Slugging it out right here in America. Because what you mean slugging out? Because you got two different natures. You might be running the wrong software, their software, but your still nature is not going to change. You got two different natures here, two different minds, right? Even though many of us is running their mind, but you still, once the angel was released, right, he put you in neutral, try to get you out of that old mind. See, that's where fraud came. But it took the angel to give you the new mind, because it tells you in scripture you had to get a new mind. See, to get you to stop using that old, try to get you in the old mind. But before you go forward, if you're in reverse, you have to go to neutral. Elijah Muhammad put you in neutral, but it took Suleiman with the angel to put you in forward. And so that's the balance between the two minds, the two natures. And that's what it is. You're slugging it out right here, because this is where the change is going to take place. Right here, right here. It's going to start here and spread through the whole world. It tells you that in Daniel. That stone that came out of the mountain, that's that statue, that gold, that's us. And fell on those toes and crushed them. And then it grew and covered the whole earth. That don't mean we stand here. It means it starts here. See, it starts here. Because America's gone. I mean, we don't want this place. We're the best part of planet Earth. But it starts here. Read Daniel. That stone represents it said out of a mountain, with no hands. See, you don't understand that. If you read the statue clearly, right, the statue has anatomically correct feet, toes, arms, legs, but has no hands. It's talking about this statue. And the stone that's cut out, that's out the gold, that's the gold at the top of the statue, right? That was put down, and now it's the remnant left. What's left, right? That's the original piece that's left after all the stuff we went through. Those is left. That's the best. That's the gold. It comes down and it falls on all the kingdoms that exist at that time. America, Britain falls. All of it. It crushes them, and then it grows and covers the whole planet. See? So we slugging out here. See? And it might look like they're winning, but they ain't, because they're getting tired. See, all this confusion. Where all this confusion come? They didn't have all this confusion in 1990. When all this confusion started? 1990, when the seals were broken. They first went in the Middle East. That first Gulf War. They got entangled over there. And a little segue here, right? If you read the story about Abraham sacrificing his son Isaac, that's us. He tied him up. We was enslaved. Took him up to sacrifice him on the altar. See? And he was supposed to, right, stab him right through his heart. Bam! Supposed to do. See, Abraham wasn't doing this. They used Abraham as a figure. Could be somebody we could trust. That we trust that we'll be doing this. Right? See? But just before it penetrated the heart, before I grabbed his hand, that's the time of unprecedented trouble. That's the time you're about to die. That knife is just pricking your skin, splash. It's about to go through your flesh, go to your heart. It's right there. Might be a little blood dripping, but just before it, boom, it stops it. See? And Isaac is delivered. That's what's talking about the same story. He's saying the same stories. And what happens? Then they say a ram. Read Daniel. The ram has two horns. That's American Britain. Right? And he said, and the ram's horns are entangled in the bushes. Entangled in the bushes. So they take the ram and destroys it instead. Sacrifices it instead. Kills it instead. What does that mean? See, You don't understand these things. See? It's beautiful when you would get it. Because it got two horns, they tangle in the bushes. What bushes? Where's America entangled right now? In the Middle East. Ain't they entangled in the Middle East? America and Britain, are they entangled in the Middle East? Who got them entangled in the Middle East? The two Bushes, Papa Bush and Daddy Bush, the first Gulf War and the second Gulf War. There it is, brothers and sisters. I'm going to move on. I pass that on to you. Brothers and sisters, you listen to Farrakhan, you might as well give him a book on Jack and Jill on the Hill. He think that's scripture. He wouldn't know. He wouldn't know. He pulled craps out of his ass and called it honey. He don't know. And a lot of you out there eating it. Think it's honey. He says honey. Oh, it kind of smells funny, but Farrakhan says honey. It must be honey. Mm-mm. Let's see. Oops. 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 Okay, we're going to talk about, again, that's the whole purpose of this, is talk about economics, unity. Okay, so what you see here is, I'm just giving you a block, like a block America. That's not the typical, our blocks in our neighborhoods, but it's just a block, got houses all around it, right? See, that's not where ours look, right? In the city, okay? So this is more like the way I was typical. I'm from Newark, it's typical Newark, right? So what's happening here is, okay, what's happening here is, say for instance, this is a block and you got like 20 houses on each side of the block. 20 houses on one side, 20 on the other. Then you got four, see, 5 on one side. Well, here's the block. One side of the block is 20. The other side of the block, the other side is 20. Then on the side blocks, you got 15. Okay? Well, let me back off again. You got 20, 20, and 5 and 5. But I'm saying 3-story houses, right? So that means on one side you have 60 people, 60 units. On the other side of the block you have 60 units. But on the side blocks you have 15 units. So altogether you have 150 units there, right? This may be a typical block in Newark, where our people live, poor folks in the inner city. So you got 150 families there, 150 units. Now, if you went in there and say, okay, each family cough up $100 a month, just $100 a month, they blow more than that on garbage, movies and beer and cigarettes and carrying on. $100 a month, right? Okay, that's $15,000 a month. $15,000 a month that all together. So you set up a little organization, whatever, a couple of people that handle finance, and so that's $15,000 a month. That's $108,000 a year. So why would you want to do that? Okay, now this unit right here is pulling in $108,000 a year. So they say, okay, we can take $108,000 a year. We're going to start investing back in the community. We're going to start buying up these apartments. If you lever with the bank, right, then you can take the actual owners out of the way. Now you own it, but you got a mortgage. You can do it that way, right? But now you gain the control of it. You start buying it up, right? See? So when you had a mortgage, right, then you can stick with the mortgage if you want to, or you can start taking that because once you start buying up, right? So now you're worried about a mortgages. So you're talking about less money per month, because before you was renting. See? So you keep pouring that money back in, eventually, right, 5, 10 years, right, you own all those properties. Because if you go 10 years, right, if you go 10 years, 10 times that, that'd be $18 million. $18 million would sure buy up all that property. Once you buy up all the property, right, now it's all paid off. Now everyone in there can do what? They can say, it's paid off. So now you can say, okay, you don't have, you pay half what you was paying before rent. So if you was paying $800 a month rent for one of those apartments, so now you're paying $400. So everybody save $400 a month, and then you just cough up extra $100 to keep this plan going. So now you're still collecting $180,000 a year, and you do that. What you do with that, right? You take that and you say, okay, let's have some sisters or whatever in there, right? That's not working. They set up a unit for a daycare. So now you have your own daycare in the community. And they can do a 24/7 thing. So anybody needs to go anywhere, right? They drop their children off there. I mean, it's in the community. Everybody knows everybody. So now your children are safe. And you ain't paying any extra money for that. You ain't paying any much pop for that because it's coming out of $108,000. See? And you keep on going with this. So let's go to the next slide. See, make it more substantive to you. What if you applied that to a 4-block area? A 4-block area. That same concept. 4 blocks working together. Now you're talking about $720,000 a year. $720,000 a year. See, that's how much $108,000 a month. How fast could you get those properties bought up? How fast can you take and set up a security? Have brothers that's not working, whatever. Okay, they're security. Now they monitor the place, make sure, right? You get some kids that ain't doing anything during the summer or after school, right? You ain't taking your car to car wash anymore because they can go wash all your cars for you. You ain't got to pay a dime because it's coming out of that money. So you buying the property up, right? After about 10 years, everybody's paying half the rent, and you still got this program going. See, you put a store in there, right? If you got, how many people we talking about? We talking about 150 times 4, right? So that'll be 600 people. You got 600 people supporting the store. They can compete with Walmart and them right in the community. They just buy from you. You understand what's going on here? See? So after 10 years, right? That's $7 million over there. Just at $100. So now everybody's paying half the rent and everything is paid off. And they still so now they can take that money, right? And buy a complex someplace, even build one. Build a nice little complex someplace else and buy a piece of land, a nice complex, and everybody move over there. See? Everybody moves over there. Got 600 units, right? Complex. Everybody moves over there. Real nice, right? But they always take this money to rejuvenate these buildings, right? They make it real nice, the one they left. So now you got new crop moves in there, right? They're paying a lot less rent than you was paying for, and they really updated modern apartments, right? And now you got a community organization. They're doing the same thing. So now they're paying a lot less rent, but that's part of the thing. You got to cost $100 a month. So now they making money and you making money because the $400 a month that they paying for rent, that's going over to the group that just moved. So that's 400 times 600 units. How much is that? 600 units times 400, right? That's 6,000 times 4, 24,000. $24,000 a month, if I got that correctly. That's going over to the other one. Plus, they still kicking out $100 a month. You understand what's going on? I mean, I'm just giving it very simplistic. But after 20 years, Everybody's wealthy because you keep doing the process. You keep just doing this. So now these people that was poor and living in junk, roach infested places, they've done it. They've changed their whole condition just on a level like this. They changed the whole condition. And now they comfortable, they get secure, they got security, right? And then they employ their own selves because there's money come in. They employ others to take care of different things. Your plumber, your maintenance, all this kind of stuff. They paying their own people, so they employ their own people within here doing this. You understand what's going on? They don't want you to understand. So this is very simplistic. Anybody can. What if you stand at your 16 blocks? You understand? They don't want you. This could get you out of poverty. Somebody like Farrakhan and those clowns, they could implement a program like that because people know them, but they won't do this because they know they won't do something like this. Because now you're saying, well, how come we ain't done anything for 2 years? Well, I ain't about that. I'm about restoring people. I'm about what do you call it? Transforming people. See, because he tried to find an excuse why he haven't done anything with the money, so-called economic. Because what about your economic? We ain't about economic. Well, why you beg for money for economics every year? All your soul, all the time. But now, so, I ain't about, because you ain't built anything. Well, I wasn't about economics. I was about transformation. See, it's bullshit. Because anybody can understand this program right here. They implement this program anytime. It could have been implemented. See, Elijah Muhammad, he implemented a program not quite like this, but a program he worked was effective also. Because the bottom line is that he was building, so you had more control over your situation. Because when I was there, when Elijah Muhammad was there, right? I was like 20, 22, 20 years old. I had no contact with Master, none. I lived in a Nation Islam complex. The rent was beautiful apartments, and the rent was very little. I had a brand new car from Nations Bank. I was a foreman at Muhammad Speak newspaper. I shopped at the new Macy's stores, clothing store and food stores, Macy's restaurants. I had no contact at all with Master, none. But for 142 years, and he hadn't anything like that because that's not what he's there for. Anybody can take this program from all you got to do, but because you explain to the people and they cooperate, how can they go against that? But you're gonna have some demons that say, "Oh man, I don't want to do that stuff, man. Y'all trying to rip me off." But he got a problem throwing $100 a month doing on junk garbage, buying stupid video games and everything else. But right here, that'll put you in the middle class, upper middle class in 10 years. All of you, everybody part of that program, and secure. That's unity. That's a real economic plan. Elijah Muhammad's economic plan was just as good. His was based totally on religion. Well, not totally. But that was primarily. This is just black people in general. See? So how come no one's telling you about this plan like this? See? I've been talking about this plan for years. More than 30 years, actually, before I even started breaking the seal. I was talking about this plan. Think about it. So, look at this. Now, we talk about pressure here. Remember, we talk about the science of unity, right? I talked about this right here. This right here says you take one person, see one person, that all that pressure, that person is on. Because they got 1 unit of pressure and 6 sides. See, right here at the bottom, right down here. See, right here at the bottom, right? I wouldn't work this camera's, okay, right there. Right there at the bottom, right? 6 sides to him. But he got 1 unit of pressure, so he's got 6 units of pressure on him. 6 units of pressure on him. We're going to use that number, 1, right? Okay. So now you look at him when he's part of the top up there. See, where you got 4 by 4 by 4, which is 64. The way the pressure works, it works on the surface. So now his surface is 96 square inches, even though it's 64 of them in there. So now if you divide that, right, that means the pressure on this one is only 3/2. That means it's 1/4 of the pressure that was on that one person. You reduce your pressure on you, the pressure in your life, all the stuff you're going through, all the pressure and stress that you're going through, you reduce it by one by fourth to 1/4 of what you was additionally. So in other words, if you was carrying around 100 pounds on your back constantly, 24 hours, 24/7, and somebody reduces 25 pounds, wouldn't you go along with that? It's like you walking around carrying 100 pounds, then 4 people come say, hey, 3 people come help you. Hey man, well, let me help you carry this. Are you gonna say no? Because now each one of you carrying 25, you're helping each other. See? But some of you, because oh man, you gotta be independent, you free, man. I ain't here. Then you rather carry 100 pounds. Then you understand why you got hypertension and you got diabetes and heart failure and all that kind of stuff, because you walk around with all this pressure, and black folks are under more pressure than any nation on this earth, because every nation on this earth is unified except us. So we out here trying to do our own thing, because that's what they tell us, and we believe that. The own thing, we totally disunited. Families don't work together. Families are at odds with each other and everything else. And so we suffer on this, and we live in short lifespan and everything. And then we're talking, well, we more susceptible to coronavirus. Really? Your health is bad because you're under all this pressure. No one on this planet under pressure like we are. Because we're totally divided. Because you understand the science of pressure. You understand the science of unity. Muhammad says unity is the key. That's why Farah said he will put you in heaven overnight. Because once we unify, you'll be in heaven overnight. Because look at this. If you're sitting around here and you got carrying, man, you carrying 600 pounds on your back of it, that's hell. But if you reduce that to 25, man, hey, man, you feel like you're in heaven, man. Wow, I can definitely handle this. That's only if you got 64. What if you double it? What if you triple it? Then it goes down even more. That's why I said it's 17 million of us. They said 34. No, half is demons. Half of them are master's children masquerading as us, right? They're demons. So we're only 17 million of us. If 17 million came together, we'd be in heaven overnight. We're talking about 64 here. We'd be in heaven overnight, because we would change, our pressure would immediately disappear. I mean, we wouldn't even notice it. Not only that, right? But our common thought would blow away. Because right now, we're fueling their thought, because we're running their software, their mind. Once we put our mind in, that's why they are against this 1%. They know about it. They won't teach us to you. That's why Elijah Muhammad is trying to tell you, that's what I'll tell you. They won't teach you the science of warfare. This is warfare. This is the real warfare. Warfare is about breaking up the enemy, weakening the enemy. They weaken us. They warfare with us, keep us divided. That's the science of warfare. Because what about warfare? You win when you unite and you have common purpose. That's when you understand what warfare is. You say, oh man, that means we're going to go out and battle and everything. Is that what he's talking about? This is what he's talking about. See, the time is running out. Well, you got the hourglass, the time is running out. See, that's what he's talking about. We're the most disunited on the planet. That way we suffer more than anybody. Because you got these people, oh man, because that's the demons amongst us. That's their purpose, to keep us divided, to keep us thinking individually instead of unified. That's why in the middle of us, see, it breaks us up. So we try to get together. Oh man, wasn't that the whole thing? He said, but Yaku's creation, that was the process they used when they finally came back after their making was completed. They came and says, oh man, sister Fatima, man, watch out, man, because she's talking about sister Ava, man. And then they was at peace with each other. Now they fighting with each other. And so they keep division amongst us. You know what it's like? He's a racist, man. That's their purpose. That's Farrakhan's purpose. Farrakhan's not teaching unity. How is he teaching unity when he wants to bring devils into NOI? How is that unity? That's unifying with them. That means we still be back on the plantation again. Because they come in, they control. Because how long before they come in, they got money and everything, influence. They come in, How long before they're gonna be the lieutenants and captains and ministers? How long before that's gonna happen? Are you thinking? Well, so this Scientology stuff. How long before they won't be running it? They already got a Mexican in, and he's already some kind of minister. Ministering you, and they were slavers. You got a mess in there wearing your holy uniform that you earned from 400 years of suffering, and he walks in the door because he was smoking reefer down there with Ishmael, his reefer smoking buddy, when they was kids down in Mexico. So he brings them up here. Now he puts them on an FY uniform on, and then he's out here preaching you, telling you what's what. And they were slave owners, and he's a demon his damn self. How you think they got light like that? The Spanish didn't come over here and bring their women. They came and raped them. That's how they got light. They was dark before. They're a damn bunch of demons. And he gonna get he's preparing you because they want to bring devils in NOI. So he's preparing you for that. So now he's telling you, hey brother, man, I'm gonna teach you about this. You want to teach me about man, cool. You ain't gonna teach me about nothing. Only thing I'm gonna teach you about is how fast you get your ass out of here, because you out of here. You're gonna be out here by the end of the year. Long before that. And you're gonna be glad to get the hell out of here, because you're gonna want to get away much faster as you can, because you don't want us to get our hands on you. Come on, you gonna wear FY uniform and tell me what's what? Are you serious? And you let that lying ass Farrakhan do that because he's a demon himself. It astounds me how after Elijah Muhammad that you could fall for that fool. When he even tells you, like Muhammad said, you're going to turn hypocrite. He misses himself. I got the tape. See? This is the situation here. See? Let me go back here. Oops. No, I don't want to do that. Nope. Keep going the wrong way. See? Here we're here, right? Now that's if we was united. But this is where we are right now, divided. So now each one of us is suffering 6 times the pressure that we would if we were united. If we were united, right? We'd be catching 4 times less hell than we catching now. So now we walk around 400 pounds on our back. We could have been walking around 25. Because we want to be individual, so we're in fire. You can't understand, man, why ain't going wrong, man? I'm catching hell, man. My children in jail, man. I ain't making no money, man. I'm hungry. I got high blood pressure. I got diabetes, right? And they tell me, man, I'm probably gonna catch it. I'm probably gonna catch COVID, man. I gotta give me a mask. Is that the price? Because that's what they're telling you. Is that worth it? Instead of uniting with your people, is that worth it? Nobody else is doing that madness. The people who call themselves Jews here, they're the smallest population in America. They're a real minority. And why so powerful? Because they're the most united people in America. And then you come with the Koreans and the Japanese and Chinese. They come and started Chinatown and everything else, and they're wealthy and everything. Indians, everybody come over here and they do well. And you say, oh man, they're doing so great. Yeah, they're doing great because they're unified, not because they're smarter. Even the Nigerians and stuff, they come here work, they're unified. That's why they do so well, not because they're smarter. They're unified. And the people call themselves Jews, they're the most unified in America. So, I mean, they control America. They serve their own country. And while you sit around, man, I'm NFL, man, I'm doing my own thing, man. I'm independent, man. I don't listen to nobody, man. You know, I got a mind of my own. I got a mind of my own, right? With master on your back doing this thing to you. That's the mind you got. You're about to wake up, brothers and sisters, because it's going to get, you think 100 pounds is bad? It's about to turn to 1,000 pounds, right? And then you're going to wake up there because you're going to say, brother, help me. Brother, help me. I can't carry this down. See, right now you think you're talking your BS, right? But it's going to turn to 1,000 pounds. And it's going to break your back. And then you're going to beg your brother, brother, help me, brother. See, that's about to happen. These four winds about to blow. Ooh, going to put something on your ass. And then you're going to be begging your brother to help you. Then we're going to come together. Then we're going to be in heaven overnight. Because once unity, heaven overnight, guaranteed. The mathematics is there. There you go. Come together, heaven overnight, period. Overnight. That's what Farah was talking about. Unity is the key. The science of unity. That's the math of sound. What if you unite more? See? Even great, more beautiful. See? I use U64, right? Why don't you use 512? Why don't you host 17 million of us? Feel like there's no pressure at all. None. You're in paradise. What if you got to turn around 1,000 pounds, right? And you got 1,000 people helping you lift that 1,000 pounds. That means you want less a pound, man, you don't even notice he's there. We got 10,000 people. It's like a feather. Yes, you understand, brothers and sisters. And these people that's telling you, hey man, you do your own thing, man. Don't listen to these people, man. They're robots. I'm not listening to nobody. See, I understand some of the sentiment because we got these people, we're gonna get into it. They've been using that concept to rid you, so rip you off. So therefore, I understand you. I understand some of you very suspicious, and we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get rid of them. See, but we don't have no tyrants. People telling you what to do and all that kind of stuff. That's not the way it works. We cooperate. We talk about unity of cooperation, not the unity of tyranny. That's what you're going through now. That's why it's a lot of you so suspicious. That's why we got to get rid of those clowns. Trying to unity of cooperation. That unity of exploitation. You know, like we was in the fields. So even more. Now we're back in our land. See, paradise in heaven and in our land. See, bare degrees. Our advance gets home. But now we're in the fire. But this was the case. See, but KV, they were united. Had us all divided. So they wasn't suffering any problem. They wasn't suffering. That's why I said their wealth is much greater than ours. They said their wealth was like 1,000 times greater than ours. The average wealth of them was like $100,000, where I was like about $100. They was so much greater because they're united and we're all divided. So they're in their heaven, economic heaven, and we're in economic hell. They're united, but we divide. So we got to turn our own thing. We think, hey, man, I'm cool, man. I'm free, man. I'm in America. I'm free. I'm doing my thing. Okay. Family members, daughters, sons, whatever. Hey, man, I don't deal with you, Pop. I want to see. So they're out there struggling, catching hell, but then when trouble, then they come running home. See, that's that Cosby stuff. That's what Cosby. That's whole idea behind Cosby. The get children think that way. I'm glad his ass is jail. People love Cosby. That Cosby kid stuff. That was not black people. All of a sudden, the kids knew more than the parents and everything. Anybody that is around me, anywhere near my age, know that we didn't grow up like that. If we grew up like that, we wouldn't have grown up. We respect our parents. Whatever they say, we listen to them and respect them, work with them. And we ain't try to pretend we knew more than our parents and everything else. That's the Cosby kids stuff. Oh man, they talk about their parents like their kids, like their parents, like they were their buddy or kids or whatever. And so now that's why you got the problem you have right now. And plus, I always knew he was a creep. I did drug women. Any man that drug women and have sex with them, that ain't no man. I don't know what that is. That ain't even an ape. That's worse than that. That ain't even a pig. He's lower than that. He's lower than a damn snake. You may do that. They'll put that was too good to put his ass in jail. You understand? He should have went there a little younger. You understand? So he get a little taste of what he was doing. Because you got those folks spoke up there. They like they're not really particular. About the behinds they play with. I put it that way. Whoa. Now this is the delusion. See, that's the delusion there. Because see, now we unified, but it's unified with somebody else. Somebody looks like us, same structure, but something different about them. Those are demons, slave masters' children. They mix in with us. See, the whole idea is to keep us. See, so he said, well, you still get the same thing, right? Because the pressure still, no. Because that's what it looks like. That's the illusion. But this is what really happens. Because they turn sideways. They're not working for us. So we're on the same pressure we was before. Because they're not protecting us from the pressure. They work for themselves. They work for massa. That's what really happens. We had delusion. That's what so now you got confusion. We think we have unity. We don't have any. Oh man, they all black people. No. Just because they're black, they don't mean they're us. So if occasion have a child by seed, you are the seed. The seed is the life. The egg is just living material, but the seed is life. So if a Caucasian man has a child by black woman, you're gonna tell me that's the original person? That's one of us? That's Caucasian. He's got black skin. He think like them. That's the seed. Remember, the sperm is the seed. Nothing in that egg gonna change. You could put an apple seed in the ground. It's never gonna change to orange. It's never gonna change to orange or grape, whatever. It's gonna be an apple seed. No matter, it might come out weak, whatever, right? But it's still gonna be an apple seed. That's science. So for our God, well, if you got any little black blood, that means it might make you black, but it doesn't make you original. You still gonna have the mind and ideas, everything of your parent, your father. That's the big deception that's going on. That's why I said the man was plagued by demons. Who is a demon? Those are demons. Demons, half devil, half man. That's where demon came from. And we're plagued by them because they're amongst us. They look like us, walk like us, talk, but they ain't us. And they're plaguing us. So we think we have false unity. We still suffer just as much as we suffered before. And the whole idea is to keep you separated, keep you divided and everything else. That's the illusion. But that's what's really happening. So they give me this illusion, right? No, that's not you. They're not unified with us, right? See? Because that's what's really happening. They're sideways, deceiving us. See? They keep us divided. Let's go on. Now the churches, okay. Now this is where Farrakhan comes in. This is where the preachers come in and everything else. Because they use this concept. They may not understand the science correct. They understand the idea of unity, that unity, right, is power unity, is riches. So what happens is they bring their congregation together. So you come and you think you get a certain amount of unity. So you do. You have a certain, you lead a certain, but remember, it's only on the Sundays or certain days a week. So it's not a constant thing because you go back out to being your own thing during the week. But they only bring something like this like on Sundays or whatever, right? And then when they bring this in, right? So you feel God, you comfort God, your members and everything together. But remember, all of us have the same amount of energy also. So what happens, right? That's where they suck all your energy away. So the energy coming in, because it's supposed to be dispersed throughout the whole thing, amongst all the people evenly. That's the way nature, universe works. The energy expressed, everybody has the same amount of energy. But he draws all the energy. All to him. He don't give back to you. He give me a little something to make you think he's doing something. But he's living out there. Look how he's living. He's living in a mansion. You ain't living like that. You should be living like he's living. And oh, look at, they try to tell you, how he had this, how did he have no palace? I've been to his house. He didn't have no palace. I was there. He didn't have any palace, right? He lived in a one-story, right, a house, right there in Chicago. It was a nice house, but it wasn't any mansion. And all these people that was in the Nation of Islam, they had jobs and everything. They had nice places. But I lived in a nice place, and it was very affordable. See. So they tell you all this stuff. See, but Farrakhan living in mansions. Now that mansion Elijah Muhammad had before he left, he did not ask us for that. Because I was there. We said when we said we want to build him a mansion, and it's not a really expensive mansion either. It's really a very simple mansion, but it was nice. And we went out and did what we needed to do to build. Did it come from? That came from us, from the ground up. We said we wanted to do it. He didn't ask for it. See, so that's what's happening. That's how they use you. They use you. These mega churches and everything to make themselves very rich, like Farrakhan. That's why he said, well, I'm not into economic program anymore. Well, I wasn't into it anyway. That's you got the wrong idea. I'm into transforming people. Oh yeah, but why you have an economic program? That's what Elijah Muhammad said. Because see, you're probably about unity. Because if you understand science unity, that's what you'll be about. That's what Elijah Muhammad's about. But no, he's in transformation. What kind of transformation? But yet still, he's living the life of Raleigh. Right? He's got mansions, all kinds of things, fancy $1,000 designer glasses, right? Them long fleet cars and everything. See, God's secure and everything. So he's living the great life, but his people ain't. And he got the sisters out there doing fundraising. So he continue living that life because the so-called wannabe FY, they ain't doing a damn thing. They ain't doing anything. They ain't selling any papers, doing anything. See, because they ain't got anything either. And I don't blame half of it because I don't blame him anyway. Because when we saw pay for Elijah Muhammad, we got the benefit from it. We saw the benefit right away. Now we had the bank. Now we had jobs, right? We had real estate that we lived in and we benefited from. So we had no problem putting it in because we saw we was getting something back out. We're getting more out than we was putting in. Who have a problem with that? But Farrakhan, you put in, you get damn nothing back. But Scientology and its philosophies and closing the gap and all this crap. And Sunniism, telling you to go to pray with people that call your God a fraud and call your messenger a liar. He telling you to go pray with them. If you can't see him through this, bro, says you're never going to see him. I'm showing him, because if he was the one, then this is what he'd be teaching you, because that's what's going to put you in heaven overnight, not Scientology, not the closing the gap, nice philosophies. It hasn't done it yet. Show me any one of you to heaven overnight because of that nonsense. Show me any of you got a job because of it. Has lifted you economically because of it. Show me one of you. You can't. Because they say, well, it's the devil. No, we can't call them devils anymore. They doing, no, okay, well, Elijah Muhammad, right? He had as much education you did, and he came at a time that was close, worse than you dealing with, according to what you say. And he had no education or anything. And he pulled it off. And you had 42 years, you didn't pull off a damn thing. You don't own a damn thing. You got some stupid little slum restaurant back in, we tried to find it in Chicago after many years, couldn't even find it. It's in an alleyway somewhere. And then they got Mexicans, there's services that's working in there, serving food and everything. The food was poor quality. Oh, man. Yeah, you say food, some people summertime, but not all the people all the time. If you are, boy, you really got problems. And that's what happened. The inequality. Because what happened is they taking your money and it's not returning it back to you. But he's getting rich off of it. The bigger the church, the more money he gets. He's not returning it back to you. He returns you a little bit back to give you a little taste, make you think he's doing something. But you ain't living like he's living. Go and check how T.J. Jason living. What the Bible says, it's harder for a rich man to get into heaven than a camel through the eye of a needle. He ain't working for you. He's using you to advance their economic program. So they're using this unity. That's why a lot of brothers and sisters are skeptical about this kind of stuff, putting the package together, because they see stuff like this. They've been exploiting everything. So we start talking about unity. They say, oh, here's another clown coming like Farrakhan, these guys, to rip me off, take my money, and tell me something about unity. And all they're doing is using this to get my money to exploit me. That's why they got to go. Because the whole thing is to get you discombobulated about unity, everything, any kind of way. Don't do it. You see examples, you see people ripping up, and then you shy away from it. So then you prefer to carry your 1,000-pound beans on your back rather than try to work because you figure they're going to add some more to it. See? That's why Suleiman had to come and show you, you don't because he ain't asked you for a dime. He asked you for a dime, never will ask you for a dime. Because he don't need you to give him anything. Because that's the whole thing. You understand how pressure work? You don't need to get anybody to get anything. Do it for yourself. But he's trying to bring you together. See? You got the families out here, right? You got families out here. Say a family. And a family of 5 or whatever, right? You got sons, daughters, and everything else. And each one of them out there, they're out there done their own thing. They went got their own apartment or whatever. So you got 5 kids, right? Each one of them got an apartment someplace paying $1,000 a month, whatever. You maybe have a house where you're paying $1,000. So say it's 7 of you, right? So now that's $7,000 a month that you paying somebody for rent somewhere. And you're never gonna own it. And then you got all other issues and everything else, right? And you're divided and you're all over the place. But instead of taking that $7,000, right, and buying you maybe a 6-unit, 7-unit house, 7-unit apartment building, right? Or buy you a mini mansion or whatever. And all you work together. Now you're paying $7,000 a month, right? So you own it in a short period of time, right? And now you ain't paying anything. And you united. And your daughters are protected. Because they know clown come up there and mess with your daughters, right? When they know the family is right there. Everybody's got their own privacy, own apartments, right? But you'd rather be next door to some clown that's making noise, causing kind of trouble, than be next door to your own relatives. See, that's the idea they got you. Stay away from your own relatives, man. Stay away from your friends. But right? But bring the devils in there, no eye. Be friends with them. See, be friends with the Mexicans. Be friends with the Native Americans. And they were slave owners too. Be friends with everybody but your own people. Watch them niggers. Where you get that idea from? That's the same way Master think. So how in the hell are you going to think you can benefit or grow by thinking just like Master think? Don't you understand? Master's done fooled you. He's done took and uploaded his software onto your hardware. That's why you acting and talking like him. See? As soon as you do get some money, right, you don't unify with your own people. You go and marry them and get them their money. They're talking about, oh, Kobe. You mean all these black women, forget about the 34 million. He couldn't find one black woman? Just one? He gonna give it to the Mexicans? What do you think that money? You think that much come back to the black neighborhood? You think it is? You think his children come back to the black neighborhood? Were they living in the black neighborhood? And these clowns, all these clowns, everything, right? That you worship and everything, this all of them. Do they really live in your neighborhood? They live anywhere near you? They associate with you? Do they? They are demons. They go out with Massa. They marry Massa. They with Massa. They take money out there. You see Indians come over here and Chinese and everybody come here marrying black folks? They set up stores and everything, take your money because they know you disunified. And then blow your brains out and everything because they think you might be stealing something. Just blow your brains out. And then you go to court and the judge said, well, I think he was a good person, right? I think he was a good person. I don't think they ever do it again. So you get probation. When they got him on camera blowing the girl's brains out when she's walking out and she ain't done a damn thing. The only thing she was being black. And the judge said, you think the judge would tell you that? Oh, judge, I'm sorry, I killed that person by mistake. I would never do it again. Then they give you probation? I know you're never going to do it again, Negro, because you're going to be in jail for the next 50 years. And you can't, then you start crying. So that's when you're crying. Oh, they killed my baby. That's when you start crying. When they was killing everybody's baby, you just sit back watching. But once it came home, all of a sudden now you got all this lip. When you didn't want unity, when we tried to talk to you, you didn't want to have no part of it. But now you want unity now. Y'all help me, man. They took care of my daughter. They knocked my daughter. They killed my daughter. Or when they put my son, now you want it then. Reminds me, I'm a little segue here. This woman, she was in the city, so she didn't want to be around black folks anymore. So she took her children, black women, took her children out there in the Midwest, Oklahoma, someplace. Want to be around white people. It's a true story. See? So she tell her children, man, we don't want to, she told her children, You know, we want to go out here because we're going to be safe. Take our children out there. See, if you're a lamb and you don't teach your children about wolves, then what you're doing is you're teaching your children how to be lamb chops. So that's what they're going to be in. See, they'll be lamb chops and wolf shit. That's what they end up being. So she goes out there and she moves in my community and everything. We're out there in some rural place. And so her kids out there playing out there with the kids. True story. And the white kids hung her kids, hung them. And she cried, couldn't understand what the hell happened. Stories that all the time, they don't tell you about them. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. Wrap this up. Again, atom bombs. It started with Prophet Jesus. That's why I said they turned this negative, this energy deprivation, right? They use it, right, to our advantage. Instead of sitting around crying, oh, so bad. He said, we're going to use this to our advantage. We're going to make ourselves the best nation we ever. We'll be more powerful than we were before. See, because you put enough pressure on a nation, it forces the best to come through. That means the best seed to come forth. So that means you get better and better and better seed because they locked everything. They locked every avenue of growth for us, of success. So only thing kept, we produce better and better seed. We have the best seed right now. You might not appreciate it. You look at this, our people, no, we have the best seed. That's what I said. A lot of times said the best is out there right now, but they're doing bad because they know bad. Because they don't have the right, they don't have the mind back. Once you get the mind back, they're gonna be the best. You ain't gonna the guys out there, running devil minds. But that's about to be removed. See, that's what angel is, to upload their original mind. Once it happens, everything blows away. That's what you can see right here, right? Bam. See. Each atomic bomb, the first one came from Prophet Jesus. The next one, Prophet Elijah, Prophet Muhammad, right? See? Then come a mathematical Christianity. It's another bomb, right? There's two phases, right? Gog and Magog, and bam, that's the one they don't want you to stop. That's the one the angel ignites. That's the one they try to stop this nation before it's born. See, we're gonna blow away all those empires, all that stuff beforehand, and we're gonna bring in the new world, the new age. It's gonna last forever, paradise. That's what they're trying to stop. That's what unity is gonna bring in existence.
Even the captives of the mighty will be taken away, and the plunder of the tyrant will be retrieved. I will contend with those who contend with you, and I will save your children. I will make your oppressors eat their own flesh, they will be drunk on their own blood, as with wine. Then all mankind will know that I, the Lord, am your Savior and your Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob.
And that's what's about to happen, because their unity is about to be broken. As we was disunited, their unity, you see, their confusion. See, pressure crushes things, turns to dust. Dust is disunited. See, there's no unity in dust. That's why it can blow it away. That's why I say all their blood ties can be broken. That's what the Quran says. They're going to suffer 1,000 times worse than we suffered. They're going to be eating their own flesh. It tells you in the Bible. They're going to be eating their own children. See, eating their own children, and they're going to be so. It's going to be so bad. They're going to be drinking their own blood, and it's going to be sweet as wine to them because everything else is much worse. That's about to happen to our enemies. So nobody will ever F with us again. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. Assalamu alaikum.